Hello, this is Mr. Bergman, and I want to show you how to do Work Together Problem 12-2. Last time, we talked about calculating the total number of hours that an employee worked, then calculating the gross pay or the pay before taxes. Now, we want to figure out the taxes that they're going to have taken out of their paycheck. So this is typically what you're going to use right here to calculate and kind of work through how to take out taxes for employees. So a lot of times this is called a payroll register, and it contains information about the employee, such as their number, their name, and this is going to be very important, their marital status, and the total number of withholding allowances. Now, depending on their marital status and the number of allowances or people that they claim on their taxes, it could really determine how much tax money is taken out of their paycheck. So say, for instance, you had somebody who claimed, and you can do this, you can claim 0 allowances versus somebody who only can claim 1 allowance. Who's going to have more taxes taken out of their paycheck? Well, it's going to be the person with 0 allowances, because the person with 0 allowances is actually going to have more taxes taken out of their paycheck because they need less money than a person with 1 allowance because they're not supporting anybody but themselves. Typically, somebody with 0 allowances is going to be claimed by somebody else on their taxes, or they may just be trying to have all of their taxes taken out during the year rather than have to pay those on April 15th when taxes are due. So how does it begin? Well, it all begins with something called a W-4. You may recognize this. A W-4 is a form that you usually fill out before you start working, and you can see the name of the form up here and the year. This is from 2009 that it is for. Now, typically you start filling out this section right here with your personal information, and this will also include your social security number. You'll also include your marital status and the total number of people that you're claiming. Okay, usually that is a number that you can figure out on this form, or you can have your employer help you out and do that. And then right down here, this is what makes it a legally binding document, is the employee's signature and also the date. Now, your employer has some other information that they'll put in, like this right here on line 8, their name, possibly an office code or an employer identification number. Okay, does that have anything to do with this particular exercise? No, but it is something that you should be aware of. Okay, so let's go to a PLEA right here. So if you remember from the last time, we calculated the total amount of earnings for each employee. This is overtime and regular earnings calculated together. Now, typically, the earnings or total earnings before taxes are taken out is known as gross, because, oh my gosh, it makes you sick to your stomach that you cannot keep this amount right here. Okay, so the very first thing you have to do is you have to figure out the federal income tax, then the Social Security tax, and then Medicare tax. All of these taxes are known as payroll taxes because they are part of the payroll process. So in order to calculate federal income tax, you first need to have that W-4 filled out, and that's going to allow you to then figure out how much tax should be taken out. You use this right here, which is called a tax table. Okay, so a tax table, let me write that down. So a tax table is something that you use to figure out, okay, how much does this person actually have taken out? The tax tables that you see right here on both pictures that I'm going to be using are on page 347 and 348 of your book. You will need this in order to complete the particular activities that we're going to be doing right now. Okay, notice there is going to be one for single persons, and you're going to also want to notice right up here, it tells you what your pay period is going to be. If it was a weekly pay period, you want to make sure that you get a weekly one. These forms are available on the IRS website, and they are very easy to find. You're also going to notice that there's one for single people and then there's one for married people. You have how much you've earned right here, which is going to be very important, and then the number of people that you're claiming as an allowance. Okay, so let's figure this out before it gets too confusing. All right, so this first person, he is married. Okay, so if he's married and he earns $1,090, we got to find that on our sheet right here. So this person's married. Okay, so that's step one, get the right form. Step two is, okay, how much did they make? So they made $1,090. Now you notice these two columns, it says it has to be at least this particular number, but less than this number. So is our number at least 1080? Well, yeah, it's a little over 1080, so that's good. Is it less than 1,100? Absolutely. So it's between these two numbers, which is perfect. So we know for a fact that it should be right here. Now, the other part that you want to be aware of is how many people are they claiming as an allowance? So 2. So let's go back to that example right here for the married people. All right. We'll go right here on this line, and he's claiming 2 allowances. So we look for 2 allowances, and we scroll down the column, okay, and we're going to notice that, and this is a little bit off, okay, just because I took a picture of it, but where they come together, that's $50 are taken out of his paycheck, okay, so we're going to put down, let me get out of this, $50 right here for federal income tax withheld. Now the next person, Jason Cohen, is single, so we need to find the single form. This is a single form, and he's making $840. So let's check this out. So we scroll down. He made $840. So is the number at least 820? Absolutely. Is it less than 840? Well, no, because it's 840 exactly. So this line right here wouldn't work. So we actually have to go down to the next line right here. Is it at least 840? Absolutely. Is it less than 860? Absolutely. So this one works. Okay, so once again, we want to figure out how many allowances is he claiming. Well, he's claiming 1. So we go back to the form and we look and we say, okay, well, if it's this line right here, okay, how much is 1? Well, it's right here, $77 is how much we're going to take out of his paycheck for federal income tax. So we're going to put $77 right down here. Okay, so the next one right here, Christy Grimes, is married. She has 3 allowances, and she's earning $1,020. So let's go to the married people's form right here. And just a reminder, okay, she is earning, okay, $1,020. Okay, so we want to find, okay, where's $1,020? Okay, is it at least $1,020? Absolutely. Is it less than 1040? Absolutely. And then she has 3 allowances. So we're going to go all the way across, okay? And right here, $31 is how much we're going to take out of her paycheck. So we'll put it right here. I accidentally put 30, so it's $31. All right, so Sharon Key is our last person here, and she is single. She has 2 allowances, and she's earning $980. So we want to find the single person, and we're looking, and is she earning at least $980? Now this one right here wouldn't work. It's at least $960. Is it less than $980? Well, no, it's actually exactly $980, so that's not going to work. So we have to go to the next line down, and you can barely see this, but it's $980 and $1,000. That's what we're looking at right now. Is it at least $980? Absolutely. Is it less than $1,000? Sure. Okay, so she has 2 allowances, and the way that this copy is set up, you can't really see it very well, but it is actually $79 that you're going to take out of her paycheck. So I'm going to do that right now and put $79. So that's one aspect. That's federal income tax. Now, Social Security and Medicare, they actually go to the same place. Sometimes they're known as the FICA tax, which stands for the Federal Insurance Contribution Act. Okay, so Social Security usually goes to elderly individuals or orphaned individuals, and basically it is around 6% of your actual paycheck. If you look, let me just get out of here. It's 6.2 to be exact of your paycheck. Medicare is for medical benefits for elderly and disabled people, so that would be 1.45% of your paycheck. So how are you going to do this? It's actually real simple. You're going to take $1,090 here, and you're going to multiply that by the Social Security tax rate, which is 6.2%, right? So all you need to do is you need to move this decimal over twice. So 1, 2, okay? So you're multiplying by 0.062. And when you do that, let's see what our answer is going to be. So we'll take 1090 and we'll multiply that by 0.062, and you should get $67.58. We'll just go ahead and put that in the Social Security tax withholding. Now Medicare, it's pretty much the same exact thing. If you look at the directions here, it's 1.45%. So once again, you're going to take this 1.45, okay, and you are going to move the decimal over twice. So you're actually multiplying, don't round this up, 0.0145. Okay, so once again, to figure out the tax, we're going to multiply by the gross pay. Okay, so 1090. So I'm going to take 1090 and I'm going to multiply that by 0.0145. Don't round up. Okay, when I do that, I get 15.85. Okay, so one thing you have to remember is that you have to round this to the nearest penny. So if this number right here is bigger than 1 or bigger than 5 or bigger, you're going to round this to 1581. Okay, so let me do that right now. Let me just get out of that. So we'll put down $15.81. All right, your task is to finish the Social Security and Medicare withholding, and good luck.